several snow seaside goals, so let's see. Were they snow seaside locked? Doesn't...
It's close.
I don't think they are. Wait. There's literally one route that you can finish early.
Okay. But is it worth it? We'll find out in a second.
I don't know.
There's got a little bit of a mess up there.
I think
But
that's
yeah, is it worth
95
it?
moons total down there by the 3 moons from Deepwoods. I don't have the card actually open. I'm just looking at on the commentator thing. So,
Yeah, it's usually big enough
a little
where I
bit
can
harder
figure it out.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to look at it because of that, but that's okay. We're working with it.
Yeah, no, are you having trouble seeing one of the squares?
Yeah, a
I
little
can see
bit.
it pretty well.
Yeah, I can't really tell if that says 90 moons total or 95 moons total down on the bottom.
It says 95.
Alright.
It's 95.
I mean, that's not that big of a difference, but still. Am planting 1 lake seed. Got 7 story moons. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be a snow seaside board. Only 1 route for possible early finish, and you still need to get 95 moons total. That doesn't seem appealing at all. So, with that in mind, what's better, snow or seaside? Well, we got 2 moons from barriers and snow. We also have 8 moons in snow. Got the 6 moons from music notes, that's a required seaside. And 40 regionals from seaside, so 2 and 2. It's pretty even, snow versus seaside. So at that point, it's just determining, you know, are your goals going to synergize better with a snow finish or a seaside finish? And is the positioning of the squares nice enough for it? So they're definitely going through all of this thinking while playing through Cap Kingdom and Cascade up until Madame Brood.
Usually, sometimes it can even go further. I can go to. I've heard people talk about how they still are even rethinking their route throughout the Sand Kingdom a little bit.
I try not to do that because sometimes you can confuse yourself between lines that you wanted to go for.
Real.
I usually try to have my route something that I can commit to by the time I am done with the Madame Brood cutscene. As soon as I'm finished talking to Cappy, I should have my route and I'm ready to go. There are a few exceptions to that, like Life Up Hearts. There's the one in the Cap Tower that you sometimes want to grab really quick, and obviously there's regionals in Cascade that you can collect while on the way to Madame Brood. So with this in mind, those are like the 2 situations that you might be thinking of routing some stuff beforehand. Interesting. All some stars on Sean's screen there. That was interesting.
Yeah, so now they're going for DSS. I'm not even sure how confident they are with them. And GamePro getting the frame jump there.
Mm-hmm. They're both just tripling up to the Dino, and we're gonna see Dino skip. Big surprise.
Yeah. So what we feeling on? I don't think there is a lot of backtracking going on this board, if any, really.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of backtracking going on at all. Are there even any cap goals on this board?
There's 2 checkpoints in Cap Kingdom.
Checkpoints in Cap. That's literally the only goal that you would have to backtrack for.
I mean,
assuming you didn't forget.
You could make something apply to it, like a Moon Shards one, or
No, of course.
Like, I'm trying to think. Is there? Oh, there's timer challenges, right? So that's the other things that could possibly be applied. But I don't know if they're applied.
Yeah, there is the timer in Cap, so they could potentially sync that with the 2 checkpoints in Cap. You know, where you do the timer challenge, you get the moon, and then you use the remaining time that your Capulus do at the checkpoint.
Oh, and also in the Captain Toad, it's pretty easy, right?
Mm-hmm. So Captain Toad is pretty easy. So, with that in mind, we could potentially definitely see a Cap visit. Just maybe. This looks like a kind of sand-heavy board, though. I see World Peace Sand, Moon Shards in the sand, 26 Moon Sand, I believe that is. Yeah. So this is a little
bottom left.
Towards the top near World Peace Wooded. Does it say 26 or 28?
That's just 26. We also have a 28 in the bottom left, actually. Oh, wait, no, it's wooded.
Oops. Nah, that's all good. So,
I'm feeling like I guess I'm just happy for some synergy, I guess.
No, yeah, for sure. Sean is immediately leaving Cascade, though. He doesn't want anything to do with that. He's not even going to grab the toad, which I believe is what GamePro is doing.
I think he's going for timer challenges as well.
Well, he might also grab Toad along the way, because what you can
Well,
do with this is you can grab the timer and then jump down the lists with Toad.
yeah.
And, oh, maybe we're seeing a 16 Moons Cascade from GamePro, actually.
Maybe. I mean, it can be kind of slow. I thought, oh god, that's a bonk.
Oh, yeah. I literally did that in my race with King the other day.
Yeah,
So
it is
I'm
not
literally...
quite short enough for you to be able to do that with just a plain dive. You need a cap dive.
No. That's the thing. You usually can, but because the fossil platform moves up and down, you have to sync it with the...
Okay.
I guess both me and GamePro were not synced when we did it.
I mean, it's not too bad because at least here, because yeah, he gets respawned right at the start, and so it's put him in a good position for the other timer challenge. So it's not like all bad, but it's not the greatest either. I'm sure, like, because now he has to do the T-Rex wants to go for the Captain Toad.
Yeah, honestly, that might really shake up his plan because I think he did want Toad. I could be wrong, but
Successful chest clip though.
Very nice chest clip from GamePro. Leaving with, what is this, 10 moons?
I believe so. See in a second. Yep. 10.
Sean beating the hardest moon in the game. Well done. We all hate the Dune moon. Everyone hates the Dune moon. Yeah, honestly, this board's kind of eh. Only one early finish. It's 95 moons total. And that doesn't even have a super large amount of moon synergy. Like, yeah, you have the 28 wooded and the 14 lost. You're going to Metro if you do this. It's not great. It's passable at best.
Alright. So...
purchasing 8 costumes is kind of a yikes as well, since there's not a lot of shopping synergy on this board.
Yeah, and so Sean looks like he's been going out of school. That's
okay,
not good.
Not quite
good.
The bullet bill cycle there. But that's
yeah,
okay.
But what I was trying to get to is the fact that he is going out of his way for some checkpoints, so probably going for that 7 checkpoints in Sand Square.
Yeah, very much probably. Seeing a reverse Jaxie skip due to the leaning pillar fail there.
Yeah, and
it's always,
went back for that T-Rex jump.
Oh yeah. So wait, he left Cascade and then just went back immediately?
He probably just backed out of the menu. Because you can do that for Cascade.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess you can do that on Cascade menu.
I mean, it still, of course, wastes time to do that, but it's not too bad in Cascade. It's actually, like, it's not terrible.
No, that's better than leaving the kingdom revisiting it if he didn't.
I think because of, like, what happened was maybe he was, like, figuring out the route there. Like, he knew he was going to do the chest clip. But the thing is, with chest clip, like, you can't always just land without it. So, like, he might have been doing the homing to the globe in case he didn't get it.
I don't think
Sean in case he didn't get high enough with the chest clip.
I don't think Sean got the message that he was supposed to be doing. It's all good. So we got red and purple instead.
Yeah, the layout's gonna be a little screwed today, but it's fine.
It's close enough.
I think we'll be able to manage.
Yeah. Only 2 runners. GamePro collecting some regionals in sand. Are there sand regionals on the board? I don't...
Scanning now. I don't see it either. But there are purchase 8 full costumes.
Yeah, like so maybe he's just getting those regionals out of the way to purchase his costume here. Or maybe he'll collect 60 and purchase 2. I don't really recommend that, though.
Yeah.
Sean already in the pyramid. I think he clipped to get in, so that's interesting. Trying to think why he would want to be here. Wait, what? What is he doing? I'm so confused why he did that. Alrighty then. I think we're seeing a clock minute from GamePro.
Nice.
For the seed. Your classic DSTA seed, but hey. It's a fast moon. And if he's potentially going for the 26 sand, that would be good. Wait, did he not plant the seed, or? I'm confused. Maybe he just messed up the menu for it. Oh, yeah. I think what happened there was he only went for it a minute instead of an hour.
I'm not sure. I don't know. He might just be getting.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Confusing himself.
I feel like I've done that before.
Yeah.
That's a common mistake with menuing. Sean actually fighting Harriet. I don't see any multi-moon goals on this board, though. Which means, I guess we're seeing a World Peace Sand from Sean?
There's story moons.
There are story moons, but he didn't collect any. I don't know, he might have collected a top, but I didn't see him go for moon shards in the sand. Which is a goal on this board, by the way. So he could potentially be doing it after he finishes sand? I don't know. Huh. Very...
Wait, no, the World Peace in stand does exist. It's all the way to the middle right.
World Peace in sand is usually a goal that you really need a lot of synergy with it to make it worth doing. And usually that would be getting a lot of coins, some multi-moons, 8 bits. Yeah, it needs a lot to really make it worth it. 2 moons from Goombas if you're trying to go for an early finish. I don't know, man. World Peace Sand is kind of a gross goal in Bingo. It's rarely ideal to do. It's but
as you mentioned it, there are some things that do have synergy here with it.
Oh, 100%. There definitely are. I just don't know if it would be my go-to option for a route here. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. Okay, I think we're seeing Sean collect the top of the tower after the fact. Very nice. By collecting these moons after the Harriet fight, it allows him to skip some cutscenes, which is nice.
Yeah,
like,
this
watch
platform's already here.
Because it's already there. And similar thing will happen if he decides to do moon shards in the sand. Because the pyramid's already risen. It just kind of has a blank thing for like 5 seconds and then you're done. It's actually a pretty awkward cutscene to watch.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones. I've been around this community for a while, at least in the glitch discovering area, not so much in the running of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we first discovered the roll cancel clip and doing it for IP skip and like all that, I was like, so what do the cutscenes look like with the pyramid move? And I think I was like one of the first people to actually clip that cutscene. Because it is just so dumb and I love it. Where it just like cuts to just a hole for like 5 seconds, complete silence, and then cuts back. It's like, alright then.
Yeah, it's so silly, honestly. Yeah, I think we can definitely confirm Sean is definitely doing World Peace Sand. He's in the underground. He's got 12 moons already. So it might not even be that he's going for extra moons here. He's just doing World Peace Sand. I mean, he got Jaxi stands and 7 checkpoints, so I guess that's okay synergy. Not bad. Yeah. So that does tell us that he is going to snow. Like, pretty much guarantees it. He's probably doing row 3 and C5 for sure.
Yeah, is he gonna get the 1 fillet? Okay, cool. I don't know how close that is. I haven't done that. I don't know with like the new bullet bill strats how hard that is, but like easy.
No, it's not that difficult. You have a lot of room for error.
Okay, cool.
With that.
Sean went for the cool strats in the first bullet bill, but not this one.
That second bullet is risky. And if you miss that one, you lose a lot more time than you do.
But it looks so cool!
Yeah, but trust me, rolling up to the Knuckle Tech Arena wastes a lot more time.
Yeah, I know.
So, playing it safe, honestly, not a bad decision.
Okay, and GamePro just generally did an 80% route, but looks like he's not done. He's warping back to the town.
He might have missed some checkpoints. Or maybe he's purchasing a costume.
Wants to call Jaxie to a stand, but gotta bring Jaxie a little bit away from the stand for you to
Yeah,
to call
Jaxie
it.
needs to not be occupying a stand if he's already there for that to activate.
They shouldn't be overriding each other. At least I don't think they should be.
Or the colors.
That is weird, you're right.
I don't think they are.
Well, okay, maybe,
Oh.
Sean might have just actually, like, unmarked the middle one for some reason. Maybe they were both on red?
Oh god,
At one
who's
point?
who?
And that would have been what happened is, like, someone clicked on the middle square by accident? Okay. Either way, colors are good now, I think. I think Sean is still red.
Yeah, Sean's still red because he is World Peace in. Or he's about to get it.
Yeah,
Carded
so
bullet
everything's
ball
fixed now.
play.
Don't worry about the board. It's being handled.
It's being handled.
Yeah. So just all you gotta think about when Sean is just red. So when when you think Sean, think red.
Yeah. There you go. So, GamePro actually getting some extra moons in sand, so I think we are seeing the 26 moon sand from GamePro. I'd be surprised if we didn't at this point. Now, that's both a good and bad thing. He is spending a lot of time in sand, however, he could definitely work this with row 5, at 95 moons total.
But that's not necessarily a thing you want to work with.
I don't know. I'm just saying, if he is doing this, it might be wise to, try and find a route that works with that moon total.
Right.
Because he's already collected a ton of moons, both in Cascade and
I
Sand.
don't know. He just warped back, and he's only at 23 right now. Oh, 22,
So maybe
excuse me.
So, that makes me think that he is working towards this moon total goal, and we might be seeing the early finish route that we pointed out at the beginning.
Well, then we'll see how quick this can go.
I honestly don't think it's that good of an early finish, because you're getting 95 moons total, and you still have to go to Metro.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, it looks like we got a backtracking from Sean, but I think he did a misinput and accidentally selected Cascade instead of Cap Kingdom, because he got to Cascade and then immediately captured the Odyssey again. So he accidentally went to Cascade there. Okay, it happens.
No, it definitely happens a lot.
So yeah, I called the potential. I did call the potential cap backtrack.
Yeah. It's literally
let it
the
be
only
known that I
score.
do have some bingo knowledge.
Nah, Troy, you're doing great. And,
Thank
you're learning more and more the more that you commentate for it, so...
Thank you. I've tried running it. It is, I get maybe a 2-hour run.
I mean, hey, dude, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, but I with the amount of time that I had to figure it out, it just wasn't enough time. In order to get up to the level of being capable to run this game in a tournament, nah, I'm good.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot. Are we seeing Wake Clip from GamePro? I believe we are. Assuming Cappy will cooperate with him. It's not looking good.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Kind of finicky. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Dude, I hate this clip. I literally learned it for bingo only.
Yeah.
Because it's just I've
gotten the standard clip. The walking around the invisible wall is the hardest part for me, actually. Not the clip itself. Getting out of bounds it's really easy. And then no one talks about the goddamn invisible wall. And when you learn that during the tutorial, you're like, wait, that exists? No one mentions that.
Yeah, for sure. The OB movement for Lake Clip is criminally underrated. That's actually really difficult. Because there's so many things that can go wrong while you're doing it. You might be seeing a Lake Clip from Sean as well. Oh, nope. Okay. I was thinking, you know, it's what they know, so we'd see it from both of them, but guess not.
I mean, maybe his route just doesn't work with it.
There's not really a guaranteed reason to actually go for it on this board. There's no chests, there's no paintings,
Yeah.
there's not even checkpoints in the lake.
Yeah, like, I think last race out on the SG2, there was a race just before this one, and they were and that commentator was talking about how useful lake clip can be for a lot of boards, but like it really just doesn't have a lot of benefits on this board, actually.
No, yeah, but it can be really good in certain situations, like a board that focuses a lot on chests and paintings. Oh man, dude, you basically have to do it. Because if you're not, like, obviously you can get all of the things that, you know, you would normally without lake clip, but, like, even if you did lake clip super slow, you're probably still beating the amount of time that you would take getting the things normally, aka doing the lake painting jump, and then going into the underwater way for the spiky chest moon, or whatever.
Yeah, things that we got going on, it's always cool to see. Especially when, like, you know, they're on two completely different routes right now, and you're just like, and we just happen to be sinking.
Yeah. I find it interesting that Sean went to Cap. I guess that means we're seeing C1 from Sean? Because there's not really much else he could really
backtracked, like, only for the checkpoint. He didn't do anything else there.
Well,
didn't he? Like, I didn't see him do anything else.
In a way, that's kind of okay, because if you do collect a moon, you do need to watch a globe dump.
Right.
So, that does waste time, so maybe he just wanted to get the checkpoint and leave. It's totally possible. But at the same time, like we mentioned before, there are timers on this board, and there's a Captain Toad. And there's also toads on this board, and Cap Toad's really easy to get, so... Maybe a missed opportunity, because even if you're just going for the checkpoint, the revisit still takes 40 seconds. So you have to, like, justify with yourself, is this worth it? Speaking of things that are worth it, we see GamePro planting the lake seed. Oh, this goal triggers me so much. It's one of the most polarizing goals they added to Bingo.
Yeah, it's a lot of...
is horrifically slow.
I mean, this is an interesting way to go for it. I think we saw someone else go for it, and they went through the tunnel with it.
Yeah, so
like,
you have two options.
Stayed underwater the whole way.
Yeah, you have two options with this seed. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, we are seeing...
combining it with the timer challenge! Oh wait,
Very
I think that was also done before. Like, it's usually the same thing. I don't know if you were there for that one, but I do remember that it also was combined with the timer challenge. But
yeah,
still
Dangerous
went
did it.
the other way.
Yeah, Dangerous did it.
Yeah.
So...
Alright, you go
honestly,
continue with your quest.
Even if you did this super well, it still takes like a minute. It's one of the most polarizing goals in Bingo. 100%. Because you don't even get much from doing it. It's just a really big time sink. I think that's a nut clip from Sean. Alright, very nice. Sticking to the any percent knowledge.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great either, and so I definitely see where, like, people come from with that.
Especially if you're struggling with it, that could pose a problem. In fact, he's just ditching the OOB to do the Gorilla wall climb. Or not.
Here, going for the
Captain well. Maybe he's just gonna go around and... Yeah, okay. He's getting nut around the corner, and I guess he's gonna do beginner any percent from here. Because he can go into Pipeway, he can collect some regionals. I don't know if there's wooded regionals on this board. I don't see any.
I believe there is. I think I remember seeing something like that.
I don't see wooded regionals on the board.
Oh, no, yeah, never mind. So, same thing I was mentioning before from the costume.
I see deep woods moons, though. So we might be seeing Sean hop into deep woods. I mean, pretty much have to. We pretty much confirmed that he is going for C5. taking a lot of damage in Pipeway. The sub area is fast, but it's also brutal sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're better off just tanking the damage. Are we gonna see painting jump from GamePro? No, we're not.
He
already got the moon. He already got the moon.
Yeah,
I
he
just
did
realized,
flip, yeah.
I literally just realized as soon as I said it. It's all good. It was one of those things where, like, as soon as I said it, I was like,
yeah.
that was a stupid thing to say.
Oh, nice little stealth getting that Luigi hint art on the way in.
Yes, but there's also a consequence with that, potentially. The Luigi hint art stops giving you coins as soon as you enter a loading zone. So, he didn't get the full 200. I don't know if he absolutely needs the coins, but that could potentially pose a problem if he wasn't planning.
Looks like someone in chat noted, figured out coin counts, and he only got like 30 coins from it.
Yeah, exactly. So he
that's
might
barely
have
anything.
He might have been a little better off, maybe collecting the regionals or going down to collect Secret Room. So
yes, we have chat open, Aaron.
Yes, I have chat open as well, Aaron. How are you?
See you.
I wouldn't say he wasted it. He
mod.
did it incredibly quick, but I don't think the 30 coins is worth it. Maybe if he got like 100, I can maybe see that worth it, but 30? We're just seeing some more any percent stuff from Sean. Again, it's definitely what he's comfortable with, so that's nice to see. And again, we can definitely confirm that he is, you know, doing C1, C5 in row 3. Because he's getting a lot of moons in Wooded. He's going to be visiting Deep Woods eventually. And he's probably going to World Peace, so...
With C5 going on, he already has 2 in C5, so that's definite C5 right there.
That's an interesting route, because he's doing both Sand and Wooded Piece without any multi-moon synergy.
Right. I mean, the story moons. There is the story moons. But he hasn't really gone for many story moons.
Yeah, but he's not going for the story moon goals.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't really help him.
Yeah, he's not even going for that line. It's like, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. The sport's kind of a yikes, to be honest.
I mean, you did say that they have both of these players aren't like heavily experienced in bingo just yet, so maybe they maybe recognize how slow a World Peace Sand and Wooded is.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely have played a few boards, though. I know that much. Or are we seeing gate skip from GamePro? Not quite. He did fail. So he is going to have to take the lever of shame. But it's not really shame because gate skip is hard as hell. So. Because, you know, not only do you have to do nut clip, but then you have to do that blind OOB movement to get underneath and around the gate.
Not only is Sean flexing, but he's being savage here. Because he said, flexing by typing in chat, but he's also being a savage by saying, at least I have a route.
At least I have a route?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know if that's true or not. I mean, GamePro could have a route. He just hasn't revealed his hand yet.
I mean, like
we know that he's getting a lot of moons, and we also know that he planted the Lake Seed. I could definitely maybe see him going for, like, C3 BLTR in row 5. That seems very likely from him right now. Or, like I said, he could be doing that early finish that I mentioned before, and he just hasn't done the backtrack to cap. But neither of those are bad options, per se. I definitely do think Snow or Seaside is the play for this board, though. I just don't think that early finish is worth it.
Yeah, the 95 moons is just such a steep...
Like, if you're getting 95, just go to Snow or Seaside, man.
Yeah.
It's a tall order. Like, you could do it, but it really isn't worth it for this board, because there's only one possible route for it. You're planting the Lake Seed. That's a huge time waste. Like, you could clock manip and get the moon from it. I have done that before. It's like, if I'm planting this seed, can I at least get a moon out of it, please? But, like...
Aaron, we have
going
way
on.
worse boards than this.
Oh, 100%. There are way worse boards. One that I'm thinking of immediately is the one that Spyrish and Arzard played during their match.
Like we've actually had some pretty ridiculously bad boards. I think the Dangerous one was actually pretty bad as well. Like the one we commented on Sunday that we were referring to. That board itself is actually pretty bad.
It was alright. It had one okay route, which Dangerous almost went for. But then he showed his hand with the 100 total, and I was like, oh. Like I said, he could have just been doing it for show. Just showing that you can get 100 moons in a little over an hour.
Yeah.
With that early finish.
Oh, Game Pro!
That's not
Deep
good.
Woods fall. That is a Deep Woods fall.
Okay, here's the thing. It's not terrible because he hasn't visited Deep Woods yet, and we know that he probably does need to go.
Yeah.
So that's
Deep
not
Woods
the worst
fall is not
possible. That's
Falling
not the
into Deep Woods is not the worst thing in Bingo.
No,
So it's not like where in other categories you'd be like, oh god, I'm in Deep Woods now. In Bingo, you're like, oh, I'm in Deep Woods now.
Oh, I'm in Deep Woods. This is
Yeah.
familiar territory, hopefully. Hopefully, if you're playing Bingo, you are familiar with most of the aspects of the Deep Woods.
Yeah.
It's very important. It's a very important area in Bingo.
Absolutely.
Like, you need to know where the captures are, you need to know where this timer is, you need to know where the outfit door is, you need to know where the treasure trap is, you need to know how to move around Deep Woods, because if you don't, you will be suffering, because this is a really big open area, and you could potentially lose minutes here if you're not careful.
Lost so often in Deep Woods. I'm like, which way is this way? I literally like
Yeah,
so
and
often
I mean,
I'm walking in circles.
like,
in
and
Deep
that's the other thing. The game developers were like, huh? What map? You don't need a map. So, the only visual cues you really have to navigate around Deep Woods are your surroundings. And if you're not familiar with the surroundings of Deep Woods, you will definitely find yourself in a world of hurt while playing Bingo.
I mean, the surroundings also look very similar. Like, I think they were very much intended for you to get lost in this area casually, because like it is so hard to like differentiate one part of Deep Woods from another.
Sean, stop talking in chat. Focus on the race. Anyways.
Sean is doing the good, like he's doing the strats, the 5-edge strats here, that if you say it in chat, then no one can point it out because you've already said it.
Sure.
So the fact that he is the one saying that, yes, that was bad job of Deep Woods.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, it didn't look that bad. He was struggling a little bit, but it wasn't terrible.
Oh, so now we're talking about the Barbra
He found what he
Streisand.
needed to actually look for. So, it's fine.
Paying attention to a thing that we weren't even going to talk about. The Barbra Streisand effect right there.
Darker Side definitely does help with Deep Woods. That's a very good point. That's a good category to run if you're struggling with Deep Woods. Maybe not even run, just like watch a run or two of it. Both the old Deep Woods route for Darker Side and the new one. I find myself switching between them, depending on the board. So, Sean's fighting probably one of the most boring bosses in this game. Oh, Torque Drift. You're so exciting.
You had so much potential. Like, it's the only boss.
Really
that,
did.
like, this boss is the only one where you're like, this one could have been cool. Like, all the other ones, you're like, these are not good. But then this one, you're like, this is This one could have.
This could have been really good, but I'm just bored
Super Mario
while fighting
Odyssey. Like, I love this game, but its bosses are garbage.
I 100% agree. I legit do not like the world peace category just because the bosses in this game are not that good. Like, literally, the only boss that really utilizes the capture well is Mollusk Lancer in Seaside.
Yeah.
That's literally the only good boss in this game.
And most of the reason is because of its name. Like, I want to say, like, for me, the reason why I like Mollusk Lancer, the third, the Unfeasible Blaine, is like,
His name.
like, it's like, it has to be, like, somewhere between, like, 60 and 70, let's just say 69 for the funny parts, but it's 69% the name,
God.
and then, like, 31% the actual boss fight. Like,
Oh my goodness. So, GamePro is potentially also doing Peace? Or maybe he's just doing this for the story, man. I hope he's not doing Peace, because from what we've seen, he might be doing it, maybe not. I'm honestly not sure, because, like, I'm still not sure if he's doing C3 or C1. That's the only thing that I haven't, like, confirmed yet. I definitely feel like we can see either or at this point. If he is going for C1, he might actually be slightly ahead of Sean, because Sean still has to make his way all the way to Snow. Alright.
so do we know the route players here?
We're seeing another Torque Drift fight.
Yes. And,
Hooray.
yeah. Great. So while we got these boss fights going on, do we have? I think we have the routes down for both players at this point, right?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much confirmed by GamePro fighting Torque Drift. GamePro is definitely doing the C1, BLTR, and Row 5 that I mentioned at the beginning. And Sean is just doing a really weird route, but he is making it work, so good on him.
So Sean's doing column 1, column 5, and then what's his third line actually?
Row 3. Row 3.
Okay.
We haven't seen it yet because he hasn't been to Metro or Snow, but he's definitely doing Row 3. I doubt he's doing either of the diagonals.
Alright.
I mean,
Yeah,
he could. He could potentially switch it up on us. Has he bought any costumes?
I don't think so.
Don't think so. And he didn't get 26 sands, so that's out. So I definitely think he is doing the Row 3. Which isn't bad. He can pretty much any percent most of Metro. He just needs to adapt it a little bit and add one extra sub-area. Not a problem whatsoever.
Okay, and yeah, Sean going for 14 wins and loss, so he's going to be doing some fun things here. Checkpoint up top, because this is almost like the dark side route in some ways.
Yeah, so the thing with loss is the decision that you're usually making here is, do I need to hit the switch and go all the way up to the top? Well, in this case, we're really glad he did, because if he didn't, well, he'd be going all the way back to the Odyssey.
Well, I think
So
he was aware that he was going for these moons.
So, before that happened, before my train of thought was completely destroyed, the thing that you're usually deciding with loss is it really worth it to hit the switch and wall jump up and collect the checkpoint? I used to do it all the time just because it's the safe play, but now you gotta think, is it really worth it? Because hitting the switch takes a little bit of time, and obviously wall jumping up takes some time. And you can definitely complete 14 loss without the means at the top.
You can, but I think isn't this the fastest route? Like, this is what they still do to this day in, like, Dark Side, right?
Right, but they only do that because they utilize the checkpoint.
Yeah, to do it.
But you don't have to.
Why not? Like, I thought we were just wanted to go for, like, the fastest moons.
I mean, you could. The thing is, there is things up there that are worth it. You can get Glide On, the shop, a safe spawn point. You also
You're talking about the just of, like, co-synergy.
Right, exactly. I'm just thinking, how worth it is it to hit that switch and wall jump all the way up to the top? Because it doesn't seem like it takes a lot of time, but it is at least 15-20 seconds. And Lost is one of those kingdoms where you're constantly moving. So having that break in the middle can sometimes just feel a little weird with the flow.
Right.
I guess that's more what I was trying to preface, because...
Sean with Captain Couture jump. Nicely done.
Mm-hmm. Right in the hole.
It actually is harder than he made that one look.
Mm-hmm. GamePro finally leaving Wooded. I'm saying finally like it's a bad thing, but realistically, he's in a pretty good spot right now. Because remember, he only has to play up to early Metro. Early day Metro. Like, assuming he's been doing a good job keeping good track of his moon count, he will not have to do too much in Metro once he gets there.
And this honestly just looks like Sean's knowledge
And
of...
there's the cat backtrack. There is the cat backtrack.
This honestly looks like, with this 14 moons right here, this just, like, this looks very well, like, he has good knowledge of actually what the higher moon routes do for their routes.
Mm-hmm. It looks like
close.
you get a mix of the dark side and darker side routes.
Yeah.
Because both of those losts are a little different.
And we're seeing the same backtrack that we saw from Sean earlier, getting both checkpoints in Cap, and then just porting over to get the...
GamePro is deciding to get Captain Toad. Very wise choice, especially if he's finishing in Metro. Sean might not have
someone in the chat point out that he might have gotten it. We just weren't looking.
Who, Sean?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I literally think he just left the... I literally think he just got the checkpoint. Did.
Okay. Good to keep in mind, too, because then we gotta be checking out if his Cats and Toad moons.
No, yeah, potentially. Let's see. The thing is, because he's going to Snow, he will have a much easier time with those Captain Toad moons, because Captain Toad in Snow is pretty much guaranteed. There aren't a lot of moons in Snow, and it's a pretty good one. And, also, Metro Toad isn't bad at all either. It's a little out of the way, but you can definitely work it in.
Yeah, chat keeps saying that he got it.
Alright, well, if he got it, he got it. We missed it.
It'll definitely be something to look out for.
Maybe.
We like, because we still should be fact checking.
Sean didn't forget extra cap stuff like I did. I know exactly what Aaron's referring to, and it's just a feels bad moment.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Little if you've been watching every game.
Yeah, it's like solving one of those puzzles at, like, the end of, like, a show, where they just, like, put up something at the end, and they're like, alright, piece it together after every episode. But yeah, honestly, this is still very close, because Sean has to make his way to Snow. Granted, he can any percent most to Metro. And even though GamePro is just entering Lost, because he can literally finish as soon as he hits Day Metro, get the 2 musicians and maybe a few extra moons, he'll be done. So this is still anyone's game, for sure.
Yeah, and 8 moons in Snow is, like, it's hard to say whether or not that's actually going to be that fast.
It's reasonable. He has to get 2 barrier moons no matter what, so he'll probably route in both of the any percent ones, if I had to guess.
Right.
The, Goomba Room and the Blowy Jerry Room.
Typhoon.
No, they're Blowy Jerry's.
They are literally called Typhoons. It is in the game.
I know they're called Typhus, but they're also Blowy Jerry's.
Where in the game does it say Blowy Joy? I don't remember.
Oh,
that
no,
one.
it doesn't. It's just...
Oh, so you're saying it's fake?
No, yeah, of course. Well, so are a lot of things.
So they're Typhoons then.
You know what, Troy? Just trying to have a little bit of fun.
Oh, you weren't getting the bit. You really weren't picking up on the bit there. I was trying so hard.
Well, are they or are they not Typhus?
They are. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But they're not They're not Blowy Joe. I don't see anywhere it says Blowy Joe anywhere.
What does GamePro need money for? Costume sets.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming he's gotten 4 from the shops with regionals, and he's getting the other 4 with his coins. Because there will be 4 costume sets available to him to purchase with coins. He will need 800 in order to do so.
Yeah, Sean Speculator was alright. And he is actually deviating a little bit from the 80% route.
A little bit.
Well, he's skipping around.
They do still do bullet building. So
yeah, he's
probably
skipping
just...
around though, because he would have gone to the scooter and he didn't do
No,
scooter
yeah,
or bench friends. Or the girder.
I have a feeling he's routing out a few moons to route in that extra sub area. And then just placing bullet building in the other area. Doing a vault across the gap. Very clean.
Yeah, very well done. A good backup if you're not as comfortable with the optimal strat in that room.
Yeah, either the optimal strat or using the pulls. Honestly, I hate those pulls so much that I'd rather just vault across the gap.
Right.
If I fail bullet building.
He needs 6 from areas.
We're seeing story moons from Sean.
Oh,
He doesn't need them, but we are seeing them, so I guess he's just doing them because they're somewhat fast. I'm saying somewhat because they're still cutscenes. I guess I can justify...
Teleport.
I guess that's true. I guess I can justify bassist and drummer. Because you get an extra moon out of bassist, and drummer is literally right next to Pauline.
Right.
So I can definitely justify doing these. And they were in the old 80% route.
GamePro also using some of the coins to buy some moons, which isn't a requirement of any squares, but it's still a very fast moon.
No, yeah, of course. If you have the money and you're already in the shop, buy the frickin' moon.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
No.
it's such an easy moon.
Especially if you're already going to the shop to, like, buy a costume. Like, you want to make that loading zone work.
And the fact that GamePro needs so many moons with 95 moons. It's like, even if he didn't have any other thing, because he has that 95 moon total, every little one counts to here.
Well, that's the thing that's worrying me a little bit. I haven't been keeping close track of his moon count. What, he got 10 in Cascade, 23 in Sand, and he got the 14 and 28 in Wooded because of the goals.
I believe he has...
What is the moon count at? Alright, well,
very close. He's like in the 80s, I think, right now.
Yeah, well, let's do some math. 55 plus 4, 59, plus 12, 71, plus 7, 78, plus 5, 83. So he needs 12 more.
I didn't want to stop you from having your fun, but that he actually did look at his moon when he backtracked to Cap Kingdom, and I know what it was because of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what was it?
76.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, you can always look at the Odyssey and all that stuff and figuring out during cutscenes and things, but I remember because he made such a point to look at the Odyssey while he was at Cap Kingdom that it just like kind of stuck out in my mind that he did that, and I saw the number. So like that was
stuck out in your mind.
Yeah, because of
Forever
like
trapped.
because of how much like he made a point to look at the Odyssey. Whereas, like, in cutscenes, it's just like, oh, yep, and it happened. But, like, there was, like, he deliberately, like, took, like, a good 5-10 seconds to look at the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was doing the math based off of the fact that in any percent you leave lost with 55 moons, and then I just added all the extra ones that he's collected.
He has... Oh, no, he's very close. Like I said, that's why I didn't do the math. I was just like, he got 76, and he just got a bunch of other moons, so he's in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, this is still
that was my math.
Sean?
That was my math that I did.
Sean still has to go to snow. He is almost done, but he still does have to go to snow. And that snow is going to be at least a 3 or 4 minute venture for him. Probably closer to 4 minutes.
As for GamePro, he's still just got like a lot of costumes to purchase.
Oh yeah, that's right. He still needs to purchase the actual costumes from the shop. Now, that might not seem like a big deal, but keep in mind, the amount of costumes that you buy does add up, because there is, you know, the cutscene for... well, it's not a cutscene, but you have to, you know, watch the coins deplete in the menu, and then you have to keep menuing, and then you have to buy the next costume. You have to make sure that you're not menuing incorrectly.
It's a lot.
That can pose problems in a long time.
Also, what more story moons does he have left? Like, what?
I believe...
How many story moons does he have? How many story moons does he need?
I believe he's collected all of them thus far, which means that he only needs 2 musicians.
Okay.
Wait, did he get moon shards in the sand? I know one of them did. It wasn't Sean.
I don't recall seeing it for either of them.
Really?
No, I don't really.
I could have sworn one of them did. Alright, well, if that's not the case, then GamePro will need 3 musicians.
Which isn't too bad, because then because the guitarist is on top of the building where the hint art is.
If he had 76 leaving cap, does he have to
trumpeter, whatever. Instruments.
There it is.
The one with the trumpet is on top of the building that you would go for the hint art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
this is
really
close. This is really close.
Yeah, it's gonna be picture perfect finishes right here. And then we'll also have to double check a couple moons because we're both being confused.
No, apparently he is 91. I guess he collected more moons in Cascade and Sand than I recall. Maybe he was 13 Cascade and like 24 or 25 Sand. That might make sense.
Okay, looking 3 hint arts.
Because yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, you're really close.
76 leaving cap.
Menuing for GamePro. This is literally gonna come down to how quickly GamePro can menu.
You know, one of them got in. It wasn't. Oh man, that's a commentator moment.
This is this is.
Oh, dude, this is so close.
No, I'm legit. I was being 100% legit. This is gonna come down to get how well GamePro can menu in the shop.
Dude, this is literally gonna come down to like within seconds of each other.
Menuing.
This is sketch. Oh, he didn't finish getting his story moons, though. Interesting. So he's purchasing the costumes first. Oh wait, maybe he's doing this and then he's gonna go grab the guitars. Okay, I understand that. That makes sense. Oh my goodness, dude. This is close.
Alright, so Sean is on number 7 right now.
Alright, well, according to Bingo Sync, GamePro is, well, they're both rapidly approaching finish.
I mean, this is
Oh
where
my
the timer's coming to play here.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Go to the guitarist. Go.
Go!
Oh, this is so close. Oh my goodness. Oh, we are witnessing something. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah,
Okay, remember, time
Tapes on that.
actually stops on moon tick.
yeah, on the moon tick.
So, GamePro
I
actually
think
got
GamePro was so good. He was so
yeah,
good.
that was within 10 seconds of each other. Oh, wow. Okay. What a close game. GG to both runners.
Two
What a show.
entirely different runs, and still within 10 seconds of each other.
I told you that early finish was weird. But at the same time, GamePro played it very well. He got most of his moons done really early, like the ones that he needed extra that weren't associated with goals and Cascade and Sand. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Never mind. That's right. He grabbed extra in Lake as well. That's why my math was wrong. Now I understand. He grabbed extra in Lake as well. That's why my math was wrong. I think he got like 14 Lake.
Yeah.
Well, that explains why my math was wrong. Okay. Wow, dude. What a match.
It's crazy.
GamePro's just dancing.
Get people in here for... See if we can get people in here for interviews, because that was fun.
GamePro got like 98 moons total. Oh yeah, he did.
Apparently that's Sean's bingo PB right there. A 3-minute bingo PB for Sean.
Wow, very nice.
Congrats.
CNA do an interview? Wait, what? Wait, what does CNA mean? Oh, Ken.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, because I forgot to hit the done marks. It didn't invite them yet. So there we go.
Bro,
Now
I'm
we're
literally
good.
trying to decode what CNA means, and it's literally just Ken.
Camp. Yeah.
That's a moment.
All right. So now we got GamePro.
All right. Looks like we got both of them.
Yeah. So we'll join in a second.
Very nice.
Or I'll just pull them in because I got bored.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, guys? Very close race.
Yeah,
GG
that's
to both.
crazy.
Yeah, you both played incredibly well.
I just remember looking down and seeing he had 2 like left, and I was like, I'm about to finish 2. I wonder how close this is gonna be.
Oh.
Yeah, I was watching that bingo, and I saw Sean mark off the Lost 14 moons like before I'd even gotten into Lost, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like, this is gonna be like just so close. And I was like looking at, I'm like, all right, when he marks off the last Captain Toad, I know that he's in snow and he's about to go into the city. And
Yeah,
I was
very-
like, I'm on a timer the second I see that to get the 3 musicians. I'm like, I have 2 cutscenes and then a bunch of costume purchasing to do. And oh my lord.
To be fair, he
Yeah,
also
I had to get the hint art and the and then like 2 story moons and then like 4 other moons once I entered. So it was and then you had to get like what the shopping stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I had to buy my 4 costumes from Metro, grab the hint art in Metro, and then grab the 3 guitar or the 3 band musicians for the story moons.
I think the thing that was really interesting about both of your guys' finishing so close within each other was you guys both had to watch 2 story moon cutscenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
So, like the end of our run was just sitting there like watching the other person finish.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
Now thinking back to it, it might I know like we probably both made like a lot of mistakes and stuff, but like I like died twice and lost. Maybe if that didn't happen, I could have won. Who knows?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I had gone to do so. I grabbed the checkpoint on the Spirit Tower, and had done the movement for Spiritless to grab Nut around the corner and the flooded pipeways moon, and I just like blanked on the movement after I did like a fall bonk near Talkative. I just fell right into the deep woods, completely screwing up my
Yeah, we saw that.
my route that I was doing.
Yeah, that might have hurt a little bit, but to be honest, you
Yeah,
had to
it wasn't like it wasn't the end of the world because it just forced me to like route around to finish in the flooded pipeways and the Nut around the corner, as opposed to finishing after I had done the last moon for world peace. So.
And like you adapted to the mistake very well, and that's sort of bingo. Knowing your backups, being able to adapt when you do make mistakes, both routing and movement wise.
Yeah. So going into Metro, I had looked at my moon count in Cap, and I totally forgot that Mecha Wiggler gives you 3 moons. So I grabbed a couple extra moons,
Your moon count was
which is why my count
hero
finished
here.
3 more than it should have. So
Yeah, like Troy was like, "Oh, he has 76," because he looked at it in Cap, and I was like, "I didn't see that," so I was doing the math, and I forgot that you grabbed Lake Moons, so my math was wrong because I forgot that you grabbed extra Lake Moons.
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, well, why didn't you just tell me?"
It was fun to watch you figure that out. It was honestly, it was fun to like hear you try to figure that out in your head.
I mean, well,
I didn't want you. You had a lot of like momentum going on there with you doing the math, and I was like, I didn't want to.
I mean, that's literally what I do to figure out moon counts. I literally take, wooded and lost exits into mine.
Like you were going so fast that I just didn't have a moment to like cut in. But I will say, I definitely, like GamePro, you probably realized it's like how much it came down to menuing in the shop. That you were just like, I gotta make sure I get these inputs right.
I think it was after grabbing the trumpeter, I had gone into Pauline's room and just like froze for like 2 seconds. I'm like, well, what do I do from here? Before I remembered to warp to the main hall or the main road and go shopping. I just like stood there. I'm like, well, I forgot my route.
Well, the thing is I wonder, if you could have afforded to accidentally put on a costume and still take the W.
Yeah, it would have been fun to end up that way. That's what I'm always most nervous about when I do these costume moons. Is that I'm going to accidentally mash A1 too many times. Have to put on the costume, watch a cutscene. Like it would have been even closer if I had made that mistake.
Oh yeah, because I think it's at least 7 or 8 seconds.
Yeah.
It would have put you guys in an even crazier ballpark of how close this race was. I think this is the closest race in the tourney to date. 10 seconds?
10 seconds would be hard to beat.
10 seconds apart, yeah.
10 seconds on completely different reps, Noah.
I think
it is roughly 10 seconds because GamePro, you stopped your timer a bit early because it's actually on the timer stops on the moon.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was moon tick on.
I thought it was moon grab for some reason.
Yeah, I thought it was moon grab as well for story moons, but yeah,
it's literally only moon grab for the world peace moons because those moons don't have a tick.
Don't tick. Okay, that makes sense then.
And the thing is, like, it's such like an irrelevant thing because in most cases in bingo, it just doesn't matter. But it was like the one time it matters. It's like, wait, what is it? Yeah, because it never matters. Like, it's not typically this close with bingo.
Yeah, when the race is close, it matters.
And is the length of the Metro Story Moon cutscene different from the Snow one, or is it the same?
They should be the same because I'm pretty sure Mario plays the exact same animation.
No, actually,
I think Metro might be longer.
The Snow ones are longer because you have to watch the barriers.
The barrier.
Wouldn't wait? Doesn't it tick during like the da da, and then it just does the tick right there? No,
it ticks after you finish.
Yeah, it ticks when it
Mario
cuts back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when you regain control of Mario. So.
Okay.
I think either way, I grabbed my guitarist moon just as you were grabbing the moon out of the Goomba stack. So we had grabbed those moons at the same time, and then you did the movement just outside of that and grabbed the one for your story moon.
Yeah.
I just saw like right before I was like about to. I just like saw you tick off like right when I was about to finish, like right before.
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah, and I think what scared me away from the 95. I think what scared me away from like the bottom row was the 95 moons. I was like, I mean, I just looked right now and I have 92, but that's also with world peace sand. Well, actually, that doesn't make a difference. I still got 16 moons in sand. So yeah, I think I just like got really scared from the 95 moons. Because what happened is my original route, like going into Cascade, had 16 Cascade moons, and I was like, that sucks. And 26 sand moons, that one line right there. And I was like, I wanted to change it, and so I changed it to this, and then I just stuck with that.
It could have worked with the 95 total if you weren't grabbing any other extras, but because of the location of the goal on the board, you were almost forced to get that 28 wooded as well if you were going for it.
Yeah, that was. I don't know if my pick was right. I saw the early finish, and I knew the 95 moons was going to be the block in my route. But I wasn't sure if there was anything else that would have been maybe a little faster. Like I saw row 1 wasn't like too bad with the 28 moons and wooded, but it required a trip to Seaside, and I was just like, I don't know. I didn't feel confident enough in a Seaside or snow finish to do it. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like if I was playing this board, I would probably go to Snow or Seaside, because like the early finish that is here is just a little jank, kind of restrictive. You're planning a lake seed for one. That's already that literally takes a minute on its own.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, alone that's horrible, but if you combo it with the timer challenge, it's not like the worst thing in the world. But yeah, it's
okay.
So I thought it was interesting how I was like looking
it's
at
still pretty garbage, but yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it is.
We were like grabbing the lake multi-win at the exact same time.
Yeah, you had a couple.
Did we really?
Yeah, the frame. Yeah, your Rango cutscene.
Yeah,
like,
I just looked right then. I was looking at the screen
like within a few frames of each other.
I didn't have to grab any purples in my route. I just realized that, which is interesting. I mean, like.
So I grabbed 15
and that's definitely,
in my kingdom.
And that's definitely something that's interesting about this board. There really wasn't a lot of regionals on the board whatsoever, so this was more, moon heavy. And that's also why the purchase 8 costume sets was also a little awkward, because since you weren't really going for the regionals for almost any of the kingdoms, it was...
I saw 8, and I was like, 8 seemed like a lot considering no purples, and I would have to get purples and then like probably
4 purples, buy 4
few.
costumes, get some hint cards along the
way.
way.
The thing with purchase 8 costume sets is not only do you have to route in the purples and the coins, but you also need to route in the shop visits. So you're routing in at least probably 3 or 4 shop visits throughout your run.
Yeah, I think I did 5, but yeah, you can limit it with 3 if you do. If you do regionals and metro,
doing a lot of
I only did wooded.
There wasn't a lot of shop synergy.
The only shop I did was wooded.
Well, wooded shop is always a give me.
Yeah, because 28 moons and wooded, you're gonna get that. I mean, if it was just world peace, I probably wouldn't have gotten it.
I think I was worried about my coin count because in Lake I had grabbed the hint art, like the Luigi hint art, and then immediately went into the shop. So I didn't get my 200 coins from the Luigi hint art.
Yeah, we pointed that out.
So when I did that, I was like, I did not route coins into my route at all. I just like kind of was winging it on coin count for buying the costumes at the end. So I didn't buy the moon and wooded because I was nervous that I wouldn't have enough when I got to Metro.
Understandable.
Also,
yeah, we were talking about that, and Aaron counted it out, and you only got 30 coins out of the 200 from that hint art.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. I mean, I literally got into the lake bubble, ground pounded, and then rolled out of the ground pound. Yeah. As I was rolling, I'm like, oh shoot, I was supposed to wait. And I went to go roll cancel, and I roll canceled into the door and went right in. I'm like,
It's like right next to the shop too, so it's like there's not any time. It's not a lot of time to like rechange your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were collecting regionals in Lake, you could have gotten the 3 off to the side there. Like,
but
you know,
I had already maxed
where
my
I get-
15
where
that
I
I
get
needed for the
third
kingdom.
first.
So.
and then triple jump up to the shop. Those are definitely options that you can do.
I swear I have made the jump that I failed in Lake, like inside that bubble. I failed that jump probably like 4 times in this. I make that jump most of the time for like Talkatoo and stuff like that. I have no idea why. Every single time I was just not getting enough height.
I'm so bad at
that.
that. I saw someone doing it with like a backflip on like on one of the like
the little pedestal. Yeah, that's literally what I was doing, and I bumped like 4 times. I just warped out. I'm like,
I used to go to the other side and like long jump, triple jump, and I was like, this is so slow, but it's the only thing that was consistent because I would dive and I just like would weird set it. I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess we should probably wrap up. Do you guys have any other final thoughts about this race?
Pretty close. I was.
Oh, very close. Very entertaining to comment.
Yeah,
I think I routed Sand and Wooded pretty poorly.
I wanna go back and watch the VOD, see where we made mistakes and listen to you guys. I'm sure it was a fun race to watch. So
yeah, definitely. You guys put on a great show.
But
2 vastly different routes, showing that the early finish might not always be worth it. Though you did get the W, so
yeah. Well, we take those, I guess.
Yeah, so definitely, you all had an entertaining show here. So if you liked it, we're all here. You can all. I dropped the links in the chat, so there you go. All follow us if you want.
Yeah, for sure. Follow Sean. Follow all the commentators. So follow me if you want. A little less important.
Follow SpeedGaming if you're not already.
Oh, true.
Yeah. All 5 and the languages. They have alternate languages too. I don't know how often those are used.
If you're not following the Portuguese and Spanish SpeedGaming channel, are you really a speedrunner? Like,
yeah. But yeah, GG to both of you guys. That was really fun to watch.
Thank you. GG, Sean.
Yeah, GG as well. I'm the win as well.
Alright, I'm gonna take off and go do my things. Thanks so much, guys. Peace.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, no problem.
Good night.
See you guys tomorrow for more bingo.
Definitely.